A wise man once said, to forget how to dig the soil, tend the earth, is to forget ourselves. Well, maybe some have, but a few of us still know. You gotta be willing to put in the time, make the sacrifices, and the hard choices. The job's got its perks, don't get me wrong. The sweet smell of the morning dew, the way the warm sun and the cool breeze can dance across your skin. But don't think it's a game. The farm's got a way of sorting the wheat from the chaff. Just remember to keep your wits about you. You fall, you get back up again. Because this is more than just a job. It's a calling. Who else would choose to wake up early in the morning, tear up their hands working in the fields all day, and then spend the evening planning how they're going to do it all over again, better, tomorrow? Day after day. Season after season. Year after year. That's a calling that's never ending. It stretches far forward and back from us as long as farmers have been tending this earth. And farmers will be around as long as such a thing exists. Tomorrow is secured by those willing to dirty their hands today. So when you feel alone out there in the field, just remember, you're not. Think about all those that have come before you. And all those that'll follow. Plant today. Harvest tomorrow.
Y'all, greetings, gamers, farmers. Welcome to Farming Simulator 22. Not sure if it's 2022 or if it's just version 22. I believe the year always coincides with when they release it, but obviously there's been a progression of releases. This is the latest and greatest, I think. I think 25 is on the way, but maybe it's in early access, but I ain't got that kind of cash. PlayStation gave this one to me a little while back. Oh, I did it again. For free, because this is the kind of game that really, like, super popular with the streaming community, and they always give those games away when they're kind of past their profit point. Anyway, I just wanted to play it today because it's the kind of game that I can play and just talk to you guys while I do it at the same time. I don't have a ton of skill in the game, so I'm probably going to get caught up on a couple of things here and there, but overall, yeah, this is the one I bought before, and it was silly, but it works. I can fetch my purchase at the shop, thanks. I didn't have to start the engine before. Wow. Hard mode. That explained why they were having... I was always like, why do they always take a minute to start? And that's because on the other difficulties, they start the engines for you. Goodness gracious. Anyway, I wanted to go on hard because I got the impression hard was the only way the game was actually going to present me with some real, like, motivation to move fast. And you guys know me, I'm a gotta-go-fast kind of gamer. But the primary goal of this whole experiment, this whole farming simulator thing, at first was just to find a new game to play. Because Lord knows I can't play any more Dave the Diver in my free time. And, in typical fashion, this is something that Mark played a little while back. Oh, I gotta buy some land. My plan was to... Is it this one? Like I said, it's all super... It's just so difficult. No, this is active workers. Which one was the land? Farmland. And then select. And then Buy. How much money? I got enough money. Buy. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about where I've been. It's typical fashion, you know. Someone in the real world noticed I've been gone. And I mean, I knew I'd been gone for a while because things got, I don't want to say real, but like, you know. I've been busy in the real world. We're going to cover all of it. That's the point of Farming Simulator 2022. So just like strap in, chill out, zone out. If you don't want to hear me talk, like bail. I'll be playing some hard games in the next couple of days. The channel's going to be back in action, blah, blah, blah. The shorts are going to be good again, etc. But for the time being, we're just going to take 5 on my account. Now, the thing about... well, so where have I been, right? Number one, if it wasn't obvious, Minecraft is gone. I hate that game. I'm not playing that game anymore. It's gone. That being said, y'all love watching it, so I'm going to definitely edit together some kind of fun videos. You know, the 1,000 subscriber special wound up being kind of the first episode of The Mandalorian, which is just like a supercut. It's the first 3-4 episodes of what happened in the series, and I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, I could definitely have done better. I was rushing because I wanted to make sure it was like out in time, you know, and in time was still just like on a Monday, but still it was like you know, I hurried. All right, the canola. So last time I tried to harvest cotton with the wrong thing and it went bad. So oh yeah, I guess because while the engine... Okay, hang on. So we gotta turn it on. There we go. Thresh! Yeah, canola. Anyway. You know, honestly, maybe that wasn't the first thing. I guess I'm talking about Minecraft, but that's enough talk about Minecraft. Point is, next time I hit a subscriber threshold, which will, you know, probably be 1,100, but we'll see how I feel. I'll go back to it. It only took me about an afternoon to put together overall. So I could theoretically do, you know, a couple. Yeah, you really got to be ginger with the controls in hard mode. Do it again and again. Keep the Minecraft train rolling. And, of course, the shorts. I mean, the shorts are just like gangbusters for starters. But they... you know, I'm going to do more of them. They're going to... Because there's 80-something episodes of Minecraft. If you want to watch more Minecraft, you can just rewatch something. Trust me. They're just as funny. I don't watch them as much anymore, but I do still occasionally watch them anyway. I got a lot of material to make shorts out of, and that's what's going to happen probably in the next couple of days. I'm going to get really hardcore, make sure I got new shorts for everything. I still don't quite have my sea legs back for recording. Why is that? Well, first and foremost, you know, I took a lot of wind out of my sails to do Shelter, right? The Shelter Alpha is out. The Shelter Alpha is ready. It's on itch.io. It's available on MySpace. Of course, it's not linked anywhere. Stupid me. Because the second I got Shelter done, a bunch of other real-life stuff came along and just, like, curb stomped me. So, Shelter, like I said, it's out. The alpha version is out. You know, it wound up being a build based on what I had done start of the month of October. My plan is to do something similar for a month of November going forward, and really every month. But I'm going to take months off if I got a lot of life stuff going on, and that's why I never really said anything about a November build, because October got pretty contentious time-wise. Anyway, it should be in the description of just about every video now. It's not in the description of shorts because YouTube sucks, but it is in the description of all the videos by now, I hope. Sam, this is me reminding you, so that should be fun for anybody who wants to play a little indie game. It runs on PC. It runs fairly well. It's buggy. It's alpha. It's the first version. So, like, you know, as much as I've talked a lot about how cool my game is going to be, set your expectations accordingly. But nonetheless, you can get it, you can play it, and if you give me some feedback here or there or anywhere else, Obviously, I'm going to put it into the next build that comes out because all I do is listen to the feedback of people around me. I mean, maybe obvious I'm going to put it around is the wrong way to put it, but I'm definitely going to consider any feedback I get, going forward because game development is the kind of thing that I know I don't design or play games the way normal people like, to play. I'm sure the video game that I make is going to be a very weird, true Phoenix-centric kind of thing that most people are not going to have a lot of fun with just on general principle. So any feedback you can give me on what's, actually good about Shelter, what's looking good about Shelter, what maybe you'd like to do in Shelter, believe me, I'd be very, very thankful to hear from you. And that bring me, I said Shorts sucks, YouTube sucks, because, now we got to talk about something that sucks, and it's just on top of my mind. I hope she's watching. Khaleesi985, I don't know. I've tagged her a couple of times. She's a friend of mine, House of Gaming. Anyway, she's having some technical trouble with YouTube. And I work in technical support for a big soulless company, so, I fully understand what it's like to be a nothing customer / client that they don't absolutely care about. But if anybody has any tips on how to fix, not being able to make shorts, shoutouts in the comments because, it's kind of crippling her ability to produce on her channel right now, and she didn't want to start over. That's ridiculous. So it just appears the remix button is entirely gone for her. And all videos, everything she's done for about a month now. So if anybody's got any insights into how to fix the silly, you know what? I said I wasn't going to be over there. But this is a farming game. Nobody really cares. What you're missing, because my head is in the way, is the date, time, and how much money I have. I'll get me out of the way just as soon as I'm done here. Anyway, talked about Khaleesi's channel. I'll try and tag her so at least she'll get, not that this video is going to be one of my popular ones, but maybe it'll send some traffic some way that'll ease the burden of losing access to shorts for a little while. But nonetheless, she's, a great person, good friend of mine, and a heck of a Minecraft gamer. I mean, she plays in creative mode because the rest of Minecraft is terrible, but tons of people are into that sort of thing. So if you're into Minecraft creative mode, want to see somebody else do it who's into Game of Thrones and a bunch of other stuff that I'm not, then by all means, check out her channel. Anyway, this back to me, right? Me. My son moved in. I got 2 kids, Logan and Troy. Anyway, my other son, my other son, Troy, moved in. That's when things got real hard. And not even hard because he was here, because he's great, honestly. I got a big fan of having both the boys around. More on that in the future. But the, didn't have a bed for him. It's the worst part when someone moves somewhere, when someone moves in, when life changes, is making sure you got bedding, a place to sleep. And, yeah, I still didn't have a bed together for him, and things were kind of in a hurry. So he was basically sleeping in my room, which was fine. And then, living in the living room? Because that's where we wound up hooking. He's an Xbox. He's got an Xbox Series S. I think he's got the small one. And obviously in my room, he didn't want to just pirate my television, so we put it in the living room. So he plays RDR2, Fortnite, a bunch of other games. He's 20 years old, so he plays pretty much any game you imagine a 20-year-old play. But he has a couple great suggestions on the Xbox front because he plays the Xbox and I don't. So now that I have one in the house, there's a chance I might do some recordings on his hardware, just so we can see some of those games on the channel. There are a couple shooters and horror games that, number one, I can't afford, even if they're on PlayStation 5, but also just maybe they're not on PlayStation 5. And he's got access to them, so we're gonna see if maybe we can find a play some of those games while he's here. Maybe not a permanent addition to the household, but definitely sticking around for a while, and that's pretty cool for me because you guys know how much I love cooking for large scores of people, especially people who appreciate my cooking, and both of my boys really appreciate my cooking, so shoutouts to having Troy around again. Speaking of cooking, the next thing that got absolutely crazy is catering. I've mentioned a couple times on this channel, so depending on what videos you've watched, that I run a catering business. It's called True Warriors Kitchen. It's on Instagram, you can find a lot of evidence of what I cook, some of the jobs I've done. I'm still a little bit disorganized in terms of actually putting it together because it's, it's a hustle, just like getting a thing like that off the ground. And I had to kind of put it on ice because I had money problems, I had life problems, so all sorts of complications. So, like, the cooking business became kind of a burden, so I had to let it go. Anyway, one thing that's always been on the horizon was a gigantic job for a wedding that was due October of this year, and it was in fact this last weekend. Yesterday, in fact. That's not true. I prepared the rehearsal dinner. I had to cook it entirely. It was a barbecue. I did a lot of different foods at a farm, south of here. And then the following day was the actual wedding, and the farm where I did the rehearsal dinner is where the reception was held. And they had that catered. They had food brought in, but they also had some of the participants / like whatever provide food, so I also got in on some of that action. See, now I can't hear the music at all, and it's a little much for me. I gotta be honest, guys. But you know me and music and video games. Anyway, so for the rehearsal dinner, that was a huge cook, and that took a lot of effort. But actually, what turned out to be, I had never done that much food in advance before. Normally, all my cooking is just like live. Like someone wants me to cook dinner for them or bring them dinner, or I'm setting up a dinner or something. This was the first time that I had to make a bunch, and I mean a bunch of food in advance, which was not helped by the fact that I started to get a little bit unwell myself. I need to turn it on first. During the course of the process, it didn't help the fact I didn't fully understand what I was doing, and also then my brain kind of gave out on me, so I was like flying blind sometimes, but thankfully, none of the huge catered foods were, right, the sound effects are too, the engine noise is too much. The thing's got, it's almost like a Grand Theft Auto type game, music-wise. There are a bunch of different radio stations that play a bunch of different vibes, and I get the feeling that maybe in true sim mode or maybe in previous iterations it was a thing that you could only do while you were operating the heavy machinery because they have radios in them, but there's options now to just have the music always be playing. Before I set up everything here, I had it kind of nicely balanced, but the second I, ran the PlayStation through this, through that, blah, 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 it got harrowing. I thought I was going to get lucky enough to trick the output to go into 4K, but it still won't go past 1080. So, but my face is on it, and we're in my room, which is good because that means there's actually no lag. I'm recording live now, whereas before there was about a half second, between my finger presses and between what was happening on the screen. I was also on a crappier screen. I was also further away from the screen. So overall, this is better. The only thing that's bad about this is that I'm back to having to tear down / set up in my bedroom every time I want to, record a video game for the channel. But I am not exactly mad about that. Okay, so that field is plowed. Now let's turn it off. We'll talk about the game in a minute. I'm still talking about my life anyway. The rehearsal, barbecue went great. Went so great, so great. The catering food also went great. I got a lot of compliments from the people because a bunch of us participated. Stop the engine. Get out. Okay, so that is my only. Right. So what do I need now? I need to buy. I'm broke, so we're going to stick with everything I did before. Or should we go even cheaper? Because we're playing on hard. We should go even cheaper. We should start with the bare basics. Because what we're going to do is we're going to try and survive. I don't know what... and then this was... you could maybe get away with this, you think? You want to try it? You want to try it? You're going to be mad if it's not enough. And you didn't do the math. No, not the red. The green. The red one's more expensive. Yeah, I actually like this one. I mean, it's green. You know, it's one of my favorite colors. But whatever. Okay, new toys. There we go. Anyway, yeah, my bad. Oh, look at this cute little thing. This is not the one I bought last time I played. Oh my. Ka-chunk. Alright. Let me go do some more work. So, you know, the whole time I was doing all 4 of those crazy, insane things. Oh, this got some zip on it. Not that I wasn't driving a gigantic tractor trailer around before. You know, I was thinking about the channel and what I was going to do when I got back to it, right? And like a lot, you know, the old games are going to come. You know, I'm not forgetting any games. I kept up Peach a little bit. There's actually another episode I just never got. It just became too hard. It just became too hard to do both. And that is an interesting, like, I've watched a lot of YouTubers. Maybe not flame out, but they do take frequent breaks. And I've always wondered what triggers a break, right? Like, I've always wondered what it was about this process, because, you know, gaming itself is supposed to be fun. I mean, even if you're playing like an irritating game that like upsets you, the idea behind doing that is that you get some sort of cathartic hit, or you get the cathartic hit once you run it to your channel or something, you know. So the idea to me that like that, you know, that you would just like have this as a career, right? Like, this is what you're getting paid for, this is where your money comes from, and then you would just one day be like, all right, I gotta just like bail on it. And it's, you know, it's like an unexpected break too. It'd be different if it was like scheduled, and I imagine some of them are more organized than others. But like Markiplier, who's my, oh god, he can't even do that without the engine started. That's fine. Good. There we go. All right. Now I wanted to verify that if you just line this up, it just starts happening. It does. Nailed it. So I decided not to, you know, harass myself too much. And unlocked this understanding of like why they take breaks the way they do, or at least Markiplier, that's who I follow. He's got ADHD like an MFer. He, you know, has trouble like keeping it together just like during the course of recording. So I'm sure the process of like operating his life is often a struggle. So the idea that he's going to be able to do gaming stuff like 100% of the time with his brain addled is pretty ridiculous. And now I see why, because it, you know, it was very clearly like it was a quality thing. You know, it was upsetting me that I wasn't going to be able to. It was not upsetting me. It was just not. You know, it was just like I don't want to make bad videos. You know, like I don't want to make bad videos, and I'm gonna make a bad video. Oh, that's the used vehicle sale. We'll talk about that stuff in a minute. What is it? A sprayer. What does it say? It can harvest grapes, potates, plant potates. Okay, that's great. I actually kind of like that a lot. But where is the selling window? I don't remember. Is this how you sell back your things? It is. Okay, cool. Alright. Is it this one? Yeah, this is where I'm getting there. There we go. So I now have... I got canola, right? That's what I got? Yeah. And we're going to go... Now, I need to figure out what everything does, right? That's the problem, is that I need to figure out what all the things do. This is about as far as I actually got in playing the game in terms of, like, okay, this is what you do and how you do it. So now you guys are all going to get to join me on the adventure of figuring out, okay, that's like all the way down there. Where am I at? I'm like up there. That's fine, man. We tried. But now I'm back, is the point. Now I'm back. And part of the move to my bedroom is, number one, I can do this without disturbing either the boys, you know, like I don't have to worry about interrupting the boys' activities or the boys' activities interrupting me while I'm recording. And also, more importantly, it's just easier for me to get up and do this. The living room was nice because that's where I work. Like when I do my job, I work from the living room, and part of that process is, like facilitating, like getting my act together in the morning, and that triggers me to, I'll just stop by it just to see what it is. The APL. I don't remember the camera button. That's the camera button. Nope, that's the camera button. There we go. What do you guys sell at the APL? Oh, I can rent a train. We are almost to the part where I start talking about this game, if you're interested to it, so shout outs to that. I mean, I guess we are, right? Like, I was trying to figure out what game I would play for my triumphant comeback, right? I didn't want to play something that was going to be hard because, number one, it was going to set me back. If I got my back blown out in the very first recording, I wasn't going to feel like keeping this up as much as I planned to this week. But also, I just didn't feel like it. I've been busy, I've been tired, I've been writing, and the part of my brain that wants to aggressively play video games is not on right now. So I wanted to play something simple, and as much as I love Dave, like you guys don't love Dave, and as much as you guys love Minecraft, I hate Minecraft. So I was trying to find something that was tame, something that was in between to play, and again, I optioned a few things, but this ultimately was the one that nailed it. Oh, you know what? I bet you they don't help. Oh, yeah, they do. All right. I was like, I bet they're going to just be like, good luck, jerk. It's my understanding that not only can you just drop crops off like this is just like giving crops for money, you can also, sorry. You can also drop them at some of the facilities, and they will process them into bigger and better crops for you to, like you can turn wheat and eggs into bread, for example, or cakes, things of that nature. So where this game comes in is, of course, like Markiplier I've had it, I've had it, and I love farming games. I do love farming games. And, some of the games I am playing have farming components in them. And I've always been like, okay, what if you just play one of them big old farming games? The problem is these games are huge. They call them, like you want to call it a video game, but they call them simulators because they're simulators. In the grand scheme of, Microsoft used to make those flight simulator games and everything. I mean, you've been watching now for, I guess, oh my god, 30 minutes. It's flippity floppity floop time. And it's just like, well, I'm gonna edit some of this out, and that's, unfortunately, Sam's got business tonight, but, oh god, did I get it? Yeah, I got it, yay, sorry, crows. Yeah, I guess we're gonna flippity floppity floop after I finish this row. In fact, shoutouts to you for watching. Flippity floppity floop.